and I could do a rap. So the moon, duality of this world, and knowing how to be, because I just want to go to heaven. I just want to be happy in this world and have a good time. And the moon would be this world, how everyone's ticking over and living amongst each other in nature, living together in what we've created, and we're getting through it together. I was very antisocial. I was very anarchy about stuff. I was very Anakin about stuff because I believed in the stuff that I was believing. Stuff about Lucifer, stuff about being God, and I was so going crazy about it. But what does that mean when the rest of the world is ticking in a certain way? You're allowed to believe what you want. You're allowed to feel what you want, but you can't be an anarchist and be like a damaging person, a bad person. And I was blinded by people saying stuff like, "Oh, he's got mental health. Oh, he's got this, and oh, he's got that," because I see what I believe. I believe in what I'm experiencing. Do you know what I mean? So I was in duality, and now that's my moon, to accept the fact that I've got schizotypal personality disorder, and that way I can tick over correctly without this duality battle going on in my head. Accept what they've given me. Thank you. I didn't have nothing before, now I've got that. Thank you. Now I've got a plate, and now I can eat off this plate. In terms of I've got a house, I've got all this stuff. Thank you for my diagnosis, doctors. Take my hand. And now I can live my dream because the government and the mental health people have enabled me to live happily and understood me. And I am grateful for the economy, if that's the right word. I'm grateful for I'm grateful. Thank you, Moon. And I will now, this is me sort of crash landing back to the moon. And I'm going to do a rap. And that is why I've been getting into trouble, because I'm still fighting everyone, saying, "You're saying I've got this. You're saying I'm less than. Well, I'll show you I'm more." And then there's this battle going on where I'm just some crazy lunatic in the background going, got no friends, got no family, but I'm going to attack you like a crazy wild animal in the woods. Do you know what I mean? So I'll just take the person that's schizotypal and I'll stop fighting about it. And I'll embrace what they've given me, and I'll see what it means to connect to the world from that angle. Do you know what I mean? And then it's a lot more, I've landed back on Earth instead of where I was, which is up in Saturn chaos. I'm happy about it at this point. Before it was when I was going through delusions and schizophrenia and paranoias and seeing stuff, I can speak about examples. I'd imagine my friends outside my tent when I was sleeping in the tent, like they're about to burn me down in my tent and kill me, and I'd have visions and I'd be experiencing it as if it was real, and that would happen all the time. That was my whole life for about a year, living in that, and people didn't even know. People thought I was just normal, and I was speaking to people normally, and I was having full-blown psychosis. My brain was like all the time, and it completely fucked me. You know, I couldn't sit around a dinner table with my family because I'd be hearing voices. You know, things would be saying stuff in my head, like it was like an altar. It's like split. I had split personalities all talking to me, and I was just there. But I was the one dealing with it, and I was aware of all of it, and I was aware of what was actually happening and what wasn't. Well, sometimes it would be on the cusp because I'd be listening to it and it would be affecting my body, and I'd be like, having these delusions where people's tones of their voice would imply I just fucked with myself like that for a long time. So whatever I seem like now is because I've got scars of those cuts of my experience. I don't know how I come across. I'm sort of lost in my own space, being myself. Wherever I went, I'm over there. That blinded me. Look at the light. I'm gonna watch kickboxing after this. I'm just gonna do a rap. And so I don't have any friends because I fought everyone. Because when I was really bad, nobody knew that I was really bad. And then when I had gone through enough time, the delusions and schizophrenia, I fought, I beat it. I defeated all of that stuff that it was telling me, and I got better basically. So my mind overcame it, and when I was done, about a year later, I was even doing mixed martial arts fighting. No one knew. I would go to the gym every day having delusions, things speaking in my head. Nobody knew around me. My energy was probably a bit off, you know what I mean? And my coach would make me speak in front of people in the circle. He's always giving me attention, but I didn't want the fucking attention because I was actually being schizophrenic in my head. But I did it normally, you know what I mean? And they didn't know. And so I was doing MMA fighting with fucking schizophrenia. I won it, so I did all those things, and in the end, I healed myself and got on top of my what was going on. And then when I started speaking about my spiritual experience onto social media, it made everyone go a bit nuts. And then they started saying, "You've gone nuts, mate, you've gone nuts." It's like, no, I was nuts then. I've overcome it, and I'm trying to speak to you about what happened, and now you're saying my new thing is nuts. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, what's happened to me? It's like, and they were attacking my mended self after all of that experience. So then I had to fight all this new stuff off again. So now I've been like a kundalini. Do you know what I mean? I went through all of that. I got better. I started speaking about it. People tried to kill this new thing, and now I've done that same thing again. So now I'm like up here. So me accepting this schizotypal personality disorder has enabled me to clearly tell my story. So that's good.